We're going to take a quick look now at how organisations in regeneration and sustainability recruit their staff and what qualities they're looking for in the ideal candidate. Take it away, guys.
We have a whole variety of ways that we look to recruit staff at Walsall. We have a series of sort of traineeships, relationships with local universities, as well as some of the more traditional means about profiling within the trade press and whatever. But increasingly we realise it's a competitive business. We're interested in attracting the best people to Walsall, so we're keen to try anything we can to enhance people's understanding of Walsall. And also looking to build our reputation so that people have heard of Walsall and it's a place that they think of when they're starting their careers, that they want to come and work.
Some of our projects actively act as marriage brokers between employers who may come from a range of organisations, for instance large consultants, who are looking for young staff interested in sustainability, and they may go through a broker organisation, and one of our projects, which is run by London Sustainability Exchange, does exactly that. You know, it takes people who are interested, young people, and actually tries to sort of marriage broke them, data fit them with organisations.
So that's what you need to bring to the table to land yourself a job. Now let's have a look-see at the kind of training you'll be doing once you're on the inside.
In the first 6 months, what we like to do is to give people a good understanding of the full range of activities across regeneration. Regeneration is a process which has many aspects to it, and we like people to get that broad understanding of what it means so that they can focus on their particular specialisms. And we also like to get them to get experience of Walsall as a place and as a borough, so they get an understanding of the place in which they're going to be working. So we try and give people a broad understanding before we then decide with them where their sort of skills lie and where they best could focus their careers.
Job satisfaction is a vital aspect of anyone's career. If your career is just a means to an end, then it's not really a career, is it? What do our interviewees enjoy about working in the regeneration and sustainability industries?
The highlight, without a doubt, has been working on a £50 million bid to the big lottery fund, where we got so close. We came second, but the whole experience was fabulous. I mean, trying to drum up support, developing the bid, you know, getting as many people involved as possible. It was an incredible experience.
The fact that I get to work out on site, meet the community, I'm not stuck in the office all the time, I'm not always desk-based. Although I've lived in London for the last 6 years, it's only in the last 9 months that I've got a real understanding of what goes on in North London, what the real issues are, who the major stakeholders are, and you know the way the community works. And that's been a real eye-opener, and I get a lot of pleasure out of that.
The best thing about my job now, it's the job environment. It's very, very friendly, very flexible, and every day you learn something new. Every day you have a challenge, and you produce results that are more or less, you know, they are very, very applicable in society, and that really makes it very enjoyable.
So if a career in regeneration and sustainability industry sounds right up your street, get your pens and paper out now, as we're just about to ask our industry professionals what advice do our experts have for someone looking to get into the sector. And for all you budding grads and postgrads out there, what advice do our experts and industry professionals have for you specifically with respect to getting a foot in the door?
I think the first thing would be to do your research before you get to write the application form. The employer sees loads and loads and loads of applications, and as an employer, what I'm looking for is someone who's taken time to know what I'm about and what I need. So go to their website, have a look at what they're doing, and then make sure that you use even the same words in the application form or the CV. Really very important that the employer knows that they are important to you. So you've got to not just hand them your bog standard CV, but give them something that really shows that you've done some research and homework.
I think any graduate coming out of university is always going to be in the position where they don't always necessarily know about the professions and the job opportunities that are out there. But I think anybody coming out with a kind of general built environment degree will find themselves quite easily being able to slot into a profession within town planning, because I think it's actually once you're in the employment that you actually start to gain the skills and the knowledge that you actually need for this type of career. So I would say that, it'd be encouraging of any graduate who has an interest either working in local government, in the public sector, or indeed more so within the sort of town country planning arena, because there's lots of opportunities and the work that they might get involved in is very varied.
If you're in the buildings area, then working for getting an internship or work placement in a firm of building services engineers or an architects department, a partnership would be an excellent way of getting started. But you don't have to do that kind of thing to do sustainability as part of your career.
The best way to get involved would be to volunteer with local organisations, particularly when you're at school or if you're studying. Get involved with your local organisations. Try and get a good understanding of what the local issues are and who the key stakeholders in organisations that have an impact on sustainable issues in the area, and get some practical experience, because you really need practical experience to back up any of your academic experience or studies.
The advice I'd give to somebody considering a career in regeneration would be to be flexible about the way they approach their career. And that's because there are a wide range of opportunities in the industry, and you may find yourself, as you move through your career, changing between them on a quite rapid basis.
In all walks of life, it's very important to get close to different people who are involved in building sustainable communities. Therefore, to be a part of a team which includes architects, planners and the local community is vitally important that you understand where they're coming from.
The future of the industry is very exciting, I think, because I think the industry has always benefited when there are periods of decline. That always gave us more chance to rethink about fast development that we have experienced recently with housing development and other areas. And therefore it gives us an opportunity to review the way forward and think also more strategically, developing visions, but also creating interesting partnerships between government, local community and private sector industry. So I'm very optimistic about challenges that are ahead of us.
With so much of our future on this mortal coil, now riding on the success of sustainable industries, they have a huge responsibility to deliver their goals. We're going to look now at what the industry professionals believe needs to be undertaken in order to achieve the aims and objectives they're set.
Regeneration is all about creating a positive future, and we have to be very mindful of what opportunities might be in the future, what challenges might be in the future, and have an eye to the long term. And that's really the essence of what we do. The minute we think we've done something or we've finished something is probably the time when we're starting to go backwards. We're in a very competitive national, regional and global sort of environment, and also has to be constantly developing and changing for the better.
To build a greener Britain, we need first of all to realise that the incentives are there already. There's a climate change crisis. There's a crisis over the limitation of fossil fuels. So the impetus should be driving us already to do something. What we then do is, for me, a question of getting out of our traditional professional silos, understanding that there's knowledge out there that we need to have that we don't already have, and that we can get easily by sitting around the table and discussing it with people from a different background to our own. That process is, for me, the way forward.
So there you have it, Careers Wanderer, what it's like to work in regeneration and sustainability. I hope our half-an-hour offering has given you some idea of what it's like to embark upon a career in this most challenging sector, where the world is almost literally on your shoulders day in and day out. That's all for now. So long, be strong, I'll see you next time.